gay men like me and lesbian women, bisexual, transgendered, Q plus in the LGBTQ plus community that are active Republicans, and that we need to have a better perspective and a broader party to open that tent door and let folks like us in. We talk about why there's a problem in kind of the gay movement within the Republican Party. It's as if not enough of us are out. When I came out, I got lots of support from federal, state, local officials, party activists, etc., for me being able to open that door to the party and have the conversation within my local community that there are gay Republicans. I do, for the most part. I mean, look, there's a slim, quarter page of the platform that says, we don't support same-sex marriage, we don't support these types of things, etc. But I would rather deal with a Republican who will say, I don't necessarily agree with you, than deal with someone who aligns themselves with Hillary Clinton and the Democrats, where the Clinton Foundation has taken tens of millions of dollars from Saudi Arabian nations, where if I lived there as an openly gay man, I would be publicly executed. I've always said that being a gay Republican is like being an African American in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s here in this country, both in terms of political parties and with rights established by the federal government. It's a long haul, and we'll continue that march. There are gay Republicans here that are much more moderate than me. I may be probably one of the most conservative gay Republicans here because of the fact that I don't believe in same-sex marriage. I don't. Marriage is a religious term between one man and one woman. And as a gay man, I don't think the government should be involved in handing out marriage licenses. I think the government should give everyone, straight or gay, a civil union, not a marriage. I am. So I'm a practicing Baptist. I'm found in church every Sunday morning. I mean, there's lots of things in the Bible that say you're not supposed to be gay, you're not supposed to eat shellfish, you're not supposed to, use mixed linens. But the fact of the matter is, me being a gay man in the Republican Party and me being a gay Baptist, that is between me and Jesus Christ. And when I get to heaven and get to those gates, he and I will have that conversation.
And you consider yourself socially liberal, fiscally conservative?
I say I'm fiscally conservative, socially awesome.
The conservative movement has really grown. It has grown up. It has grown beyond the notion, the sentiment that it's just all somehow a bunch of old white guys from the 50s. People, we're dealing with a new generation of conservatism, and it's really, really exciting. We've got prominent figures like Milo Yiannopoulos, who is a homosexual, admittedly, and he's done so much for the conservative movement. He's great. Now, before, conservatives shunned gay people. They shunned gay people, and vice versa. Gay people shunned conservatives because conservatives, again, were the party or the movement of folks that, were sticking to that concept of traditional marriage. And, these days, though, folks, I mean, the scales have fallen off so many people's eyes, and they realize that the state really has nothing to do with marriage whatsoever, and that it should be up to individuals to decide who it is that they wish to love and fuck. And that's what conservatism has become, thanks in part to the infiltration by libertarianism. And so we've got folks again like Milo Yiannopoulos. He's done a fantastic job for the conservative movement. And then we have other prominent Asians and Hispanics. It is blowing up. It is exploding. It is lighting up. It's super cool. I myself am bisexual, and I am a conservative commentator, very minor compared to folks like Milo Yiannopoulos, but I'm bisexual and very proud of it. I don't know if you could tell by the pink tie and, my really nicely done nails. But I'm super proud, honestly, of being part of this movement that has really morphed and has evolved. And it was like after Orlando when I think a lot of gay people really came on board with conservatism. So this is this is just a recent phenomenon. I mean, it's been growing, it's been snowballing. But with Orlando, we saw 50 people shot dead by a radical Muslim terrorist. And then we had Donald Trump, who I think has done a lot to bring in all kinds of new people into the conservative or alternative right movement. He's done so much. So after Orlando, Trump said, look, I am for you, and I will be your strongest advocate against those who hate you, against those who want to kill you, against those who do kill you. In their own countries, they toss you off of roofs. They sew your butthole shut. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. And Trump stood up and he said that he was with the LGBTQ community. He said that after Orlando, and he also expressed that notion at the RNC in his final speech. So, you know, despite what liberals might tell you, these aren't the folks that harbor such diversity as they claim to do, liberals. Liberals claim to be a diverse crowd, but honestly, it's just a bunch of old, guilty white people. I mean, everywhere I go, it's just every liberal I meet is just this old, guilty white person who feels like they owe black people reparations or some shit. I mean, it is. So they are collapsing. The liberals are collapsing. Conservatives are on the rise. It's really interesting to see what's happening with conservatism. There's all kinds of fresh, new, young blood involved with conservatism these days, and again, super proud to be a part of this revolution in thought, of this revolution of ideas.
Of course, every American has a unique identity. I am proud to be gay. I am proud to be a Republican. But most of all, I am proud to be an American.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology. Believe me. And I have to say, as a Republican, it is so nice to hear you cheering for what I just said. Thank you.
British journalist Milo Yiannopoulos is known for controversial comments and being an outspoken, openly gay Donald Trump supporter. Our very own Greta Wall caught up with Milo to talk about his support of Trump and why he believes Donald Trump can do the most good for the gay community than any other president in history.
And you've been criticized for what some are calling, you know, conservative rants and such on Twitter or on blogs and stuff like that. What do you say to people that can criticize you for your being conservative?
Criticizing me for being conservative, well, they're entitled to be wrong. I don't mind, I don't mind anyone for being wrong. Look, I'm only an oddity as a gay conservative if you've internalized the nonsense of the political left. If you believe that gay people have to believe a certain way, women have to vote a certain way, blacks have to vote a certain way. If you've bought into this stuff, then sure, you're going to find me weird and you're going to find the idea of gay conservatives strange. But all I can tell you is the Gays for Trump party I'm hosting tonight sold out within 24 hours. It is the hottest ticket at the convention. It is the most difficult thing to get tickets for this now, you know, and it just goes to show actually that there is a gigantic groundswell of support for Trump among in places you wouldn't expect, among people who don't necessarily tell the truth to pollsters, you know, and this is the one thing I've picked up going around this convention, whether it is old people, blacks, women, gays, you name it, there is a huge kind of growing groundswell of support for people who are just sick of the excesses of the left, and they're all voting for Trump.
Did you know that only 6 corporations control 90% of what millions of Americans see, hear, and read every single day? It's the illusion of choice. Think about it. The mainstream media is owned by only a handful of megacorporations with vested interests. But on the other hand, the internet is an interconnected network of billions of sources. So you can research information for yourself from multiple sources, or you can blindly accept what you hear or read in the mainstream media, never questioning what you are being told. This gives you a false sense of reality. I mean, do you actually know what you think you know? Or have you been programmed to accept someone else's version of events? Think about it. This is Darren McBreen, and I want you to break the matrix at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv and listen to The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on your mind.